So guys, women have met the ECOWAS chairman and they are demanding that the INEC chairman should be sacked, arrested and prosecuted.
Arriving at the residence of the ambassador, and was just the past chairman of the Economic Community of West African States. I would say the women are at the core of this particular move. Of course, it's one of our activities marking the day 6 of our peaceful protest. We can't call it a success without the women from different walks of life, from different backgrounds.
Small rest.
Are called
Rest,
for the hard cry of the masses to be
now you see
We all know that the Nigerian youths have been on the streets and today is the 7th day. They've come out to protest against all that happened during the election. How the result for the presidential election was not uploaded. We all know that INEC gave a guideline telling the Nigerian people that results will be uploaded from the polling units. And that guideline, INEC did not stick to it. And the Nigerian people are asking why.
Nursing the bruises of hope. Today, we mourn the demise of credibility, the rape of trust, the abuse of will. Today, we stand in the ruins of transparency and the embalming table of inclusion, equity, and accountability. Today, we are voices, toneless, stripped of the music of choice. Today, we are Nigerians broken, calling on INEC to count our votes. On the 25th of February, 2023, Nigerians trooped to their polling units with one mission: to cast their votes and choose their next leaders. They qualify for this exercise by participating in the year-long continuous voter registration, which witnessed an unprecedented spike has never been seen in any election since 1999. Months later, they returned to collect their permanent voters' cards and went home with a commitment to participate and engage with the process. The chains of apathy was broken, tossed to the belly of oblivion. We were free to experience the full potential of our Nigerianness. Our binding lines were broken. In ideology, they held us together. In trust, they washed us like water. In truth, they kept us alive. We breathed the full breath of what being citizens should be in a progressive secular society. So, when the day finally arrived, we had no doubt in our hearts, in the portion that always questioned truth, that our votes must count. But nothing could bolster our belief like the assurance of Mr. President Muhammadu Buhari and the INEC chairman, Professor Mahmood, YAKUBU. Recalled a little over a year ago, President Muhammadu Buhari appended his signature to the Electoral Act Amended Bill of 2022. The fanfare that greeted that appendment can well acclaim recognition in all of the most colorful of our recent history due to its unbroken allegiance to the Nigerian spirit. On that day, we were neither Igbo, Hausa, Yoruba. We were not Efik, Tiv, Urobo. No, we were not Bagi, Kanuri, or Ijo. On that day, we were all Nigerians full of the positive energies of our land. As we present this to the chair of ECOWAS through you, sir, I hate to announce that today, in the heart of some, all this has gone to waste. You may have seen the video of the aspirants who tore their passports. Some other Nigerians have done same to the fabric of our identity because INEC, through Professor YAKUBU Mahmood, chose to silence their voice. So I asked Mr. Ambassador, what is the value of democracy if the process that recruits its leaders consistently lack the credibility? Perhaps the answer is at the International Conference Center, where Professor YAKUBU Mahmood began, sustained and concluded collation and declaration of a candidate as winner of the presidential election based on falsehood, contravening the guidelines of the Electoral Act. It is most disturbing that this was done in the full glare of the world, and ECOWAS inclusive. Never has our democracy been so sorely abused by any citizen in public or private service. Professor YAKUBU Mahmood has raised the bar in impunity that will cost our country many years of electoral excellence to correct. This was not the electronic transmission he promised Nigerians and the world at Chatham House. Professor YAKUBU Mahmood lied to Nigerians and abused our right of choice. We passed a vote of no confidence and we call for his immediate sack and prosecution. We cannot afford to continue the culture of performing lawlessness without consequences. We are as strong as our laws and as tall as our institutions. We cannot afford to descend lower than this. Therefore, we call on President Muhammadu Buhari, even through the ECOWAS, whose commitment to free and fair election is engraved in the legacy of the Electoral Act, to initiate a process and procedure that will bring Nigerians under the control of an interim government pending the resolution of all litigation pertaining to the conduct of the February 25 presidential election. Our country needs healing. It will be counterproductive to allow a fraudulent process to succeed, as fraud will eternally birth fraud. We cannot grow under a democracy and falsehood and suspicion. The holes in our national fabric must be woven shut. One way is to immediately establish a truth and reconciliation committee in Lagos State and other flashpoints of voter intimidation and violence during the presidential, National Assembly, governorship, and state assembly elections. This will help build trust, confidence, and further ethnic cooperation among Nigerians. May we reiterate, sir, that our demands, which are made in the interest of unity, inclusion, and sustainability of our national ethos, are: 1. Sack, arrest, and prosecute Mahmood YAKUBU. 2. Cancellation of the presidential election of 25 February 2023. A declaration of an interim government. A compensation of all victims of electoral violence, voter suppression, and other electoral atrocities committed during the federal, state elections of February 25th and March 11th, respectively. As concerned citizens, sir, we believe that our country is destined for greatness. And we are hopeful that in no distant time, our faith will nudge our dreams to reality. This is our prayer. We nurse the bruises of hope, for though they force us to precipice, we will not curse our country or stand by those who curse it. We will not steal from our country whatever treasures it possesses in dignity. We will hold to the promise of faith, of unity, of peace, and progress. This is where we stand. I'm good, sir.
So guys, you can see that the Nigerian youth are not bowing out anytime soon. They said they are going to continue this protest until the INEC chairman is sacked, arrested, and prosecuted, that he should not be allowed to go scot-free, considering all that happened during this election. We know how the results were manipulated. We know how result sheets were tipexed. We know how, they refused to upload this result. Some of them said there was no network. Some of them said they didn't have the password to upload results. And, at the end, people came out to say that it was just, a planned deal, because this happened across the nation. It wasn't just some few states. It was across Nigeria that the entire results for the presidential election weren't uploaded. So guys, you can see what is happening. The Nigerian youths are not stopping this protest. They said they will continue.